If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon. Welcome back to, well, the official final part of this week of week 8, part 4 of our Symbaroum game, The Mark of the Beast. Don't forget, if you're enjoying this, to like and subscribe. And if you're watching this on Twitch, don't forget to hit that follow button. Okay, Mr. Scott, take us away.
Okay, so those who are within the within this warehouse, you just felled this skinless, flayed body that seems to have magically come to life and start to tried its best to attack you, and due to the the efforts of Revnia, Oleg, and Elfgar, you stopped it. But it's during this time, as you kind of gather your senses, that Elfgar heard some sort of soothing voice coming from one of the crates. And upon investigating further and moving it, you see that there is a set of stairs leading down below this warehouse. And it's with that, Elfgar, as you move this crate, this soothing voice becomes louder. But with it, you also hear the terrifying wails of a man, obviously in some sort of pain, echoing up now that the crate has been moved out of the way. But before you proceed, Maligno, you've been following Balmello for some time, and he's gone into this older warehouse area, and you eventually see him and his followers stop in front of this old warehouse with the sign in front of it as the Blue Moon Trading Company, and he sends one of his he stops and he leans over and whispers to this child again, while he gives a hand signal to one of his guards, who moves forward to a large pair of doors, puts his ear against it, and he shakes his head. But the child though, after kind of seemed to be going just stiff for a moment, shakes his head yes. And the guard comes back, and you can see him conversing with the two.
Okay.
Can I heal Revnia once more now?
Oh yeah, you go and take care of that in the background while I'm
Okay.
dealing with Maligno's scene.
Well, I'm just going to wait for them to do something.
Okay.
Jewel, I healed you twice.
Okay.
Okay, can you give me one more? Let's see here. Give me another discreet roll.
I'm not hiding.
Maligno. Oh, you're not hiding? Okay.
No, I'm just standing there in the open.
Oh, so they can see you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Balmelo's going to turn if you're not trying to hide, because I mean there's no traffic in this alleyway now. It's just you and them, and he's going to start making his way towards you, and as he gets close enough, he greets you again and says, "Maligno, wasn't it?"
Yes.
Funny meeting you here. What brings you to this part of the city in such a desolate area?
Well, I was told to wait at the stables, just to see if the culprit came back. The saying, the perpetrator of the crime generally comes back to the scene of the crime.
Okay. But that's.
And while I was standing there, I spotted you come back to the market.
Well, and, yes, we. Mm-hmm.
And then you went in, then I saw you go into the stables, and then I saw you leave the stables. So I've been following you. I've followed you, just wondering what you was up to.
Well, we decided to, come back after a bit of discussion, and we found the trail of what could be considered the Reaver, which brought us to this warehouse. And my little friend here may think that your associates might be inside. And so we were here to offer our assistance one more time to see if we could pool our resources and finally bring an end to this this foul murderer.
Sure, maybe you could. I mean, if they're inside, you might want to. It'd be best if we, if you talk to them directly.
Okay. And he goes,
I'm speaking relatively loudly, by the way.
Right. So he's going to say, well, let's get inside. And you'll hear his guard say that, sir, the door is locked. And he says,
I can do that. I can unlock that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. So he stands back and says, well, Maligno, do what you need to do best.
I'm going to walk up to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Look, can I see them through the crack at all?
No. As far as the time span is going to go, they will have already proceeded down the steps. So you're going to be kind of like one behind them. So if you open it up, they'll be the dead body.
So what sort of you said it was a barred lock, right? So it's barred
from
the other
lock.
side.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have to climb up and go through the hatch, right? Because I can't pick a bar.
Well, you could try.
Or I could slide a bit of wood in and try and knock the bar up.
You could try that. I mean, if it's just sitting idly by and use your ingenuity to figure it out, I'll essentially allow you to get the door open as long as your roll reflects that. Yeah,
because I do have the. Oh God, I can't. I do have cat burglar.
Okay.
Character is trained to open lock, latches, and bolts.
Okay. What does I assume it gives you some bonuses to your roll.
It gives me +1 to quick.
Okay. Well, go ahead and
quick! If the burglar is in a hurry or against discreet when the challenge is to not alert anyone on the other side of the door.
Yeah, discreet is fine, or whatever's better. To be perfectly honest,
quick will be better. So if it's +1, what am I? How am I adding? Is it +1 or am I?
It's +1.
+1. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wish me fucking foul it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just whatever. Okay. I'll just I'll just I'll just walk up to the door and just go, yeah, okay, it's open now.
Wasn't even locked.
Yeah.
Just use the force.
Fantastic. So the door swings open and you're hit, with the smell as described earlier. There's this foulness within this room, and you're going to see you're going to see that there's this flayed body on the ground, right here, and over here where this crate is located. That's going to be moved aside, and you're going to see a stairwell leading down below the warehouse. Balmello and his guards are going to come up behind you. I'm
running down that hole.
Okay, so while we do that, I'm going to move forward to them, and then once we get through a little bit of a scene here, that's where the all of you will kind of come together. So okay, so kind of moving back in time just a tad. So yeah, so you've moved this crate aside, and the stairwell that leads down, and you hear the wails of somebody obviously in pain, and a more melodic voice that sounds like trying to soothe whoever is going through this torment. And to the three of you, how do you proceed?
Do the voices sound reasonably close at hand?
I'll run and pick up the books.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they sound down the spiral staircase.
Try and make my way down the staircase as quietly as possible.
Okay. All right. And do the rest of you follow? Or do you wait for Alfgarn to go down? Okay, let me just move this forward.
I'll pick up books and then follow him.
Great. Okay.
Just in case. We don't want to leave them here.
All right. So, so this old staircase, winds downwards, and when you reach the bottom, you can see what looks to be this huge blight marked man tied to the far wall with thick ropes. In front of him stands Master Vernum, who is very gently dabbing this monster's forehead with a piece of cloth. On the other side of this vaulted room is a broken pillar, now serving as a pedestal, right, for this mummified skull, wearing a tarnished and rusted copper crown.
Oh, we don't want to fucking. We do not want to touch that fucking thing, but I'm not there yet.
Go ahead and give me a vigilant. Well, no. Let's see. What is it? Vigilant or quick? That's used for being silent.
Discreet.
Discreet. Yeah. Give me a discreet roll, and this is going to be at a.
I'm good at discreet.
Discreet. This is going to be just a regular roll.
Is this all of us?
Just Elfgarn, since you're leading it. Okay. So Elfgarn, you're gonna see this scene take place as you reach the bottom of the stairs, and she seems to be focused on this one who just seems to be thrashing in pain. And you pause, and it seems like he hasn't noticed you yet. This one who is, who looks like Master Vernum is focused on this one who is in complete pain.
I will, as quietly as possible, take out my bow, take out an arrow, draw the arrow, and fix my gaze on the creature that is wearing Master Vernon's face, skin, not just his face, and I will wait for backup to arrive.
Okay. All right. So let's see, where are we at here? Yep, perfect. So, and she's going to be approximately, or Master Vernon's going to be here. The man tied to the, tied up is going to be against the wall here. And then over here, this is the pedestal where the skull is with the crown. Okay. So here we go. And okay, so you're going to gain the surprise Elfgarn, which once Oleg and Revnia make it down to the bottom, you will get a free attack before we go to initiative. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw Vernum here.
I'd say once my companions have arrived, obviously I'll sort of nod my head in the general direction of Master Vernon, and then I'll nod my head towards my arrow, which is aimed squarely at this guy's back, and just kind of shrug my shoulders if to say yes or no.
Okay.
Or are you ready? Because I'm about to fire.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Yep, so I will obviously target this guy with my hunter's instinct. Best to say that before I roll. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Where are we? Any modifiers to the roll?
I'm going to go ahead and knock down their defense a tad, based on what they have here, and you have the surprise. So I'm just going to do it at a -1.
Okay. 2 points of damage, but I do get the D4 on top. 5 points of damage.
Well,
Okay.
that's
Not
not
great,
bad.
but
I mean, the D4 is nearly maximum, right? It's just
Yeah, D4 saved me. I'm not sure if 2 points of damage would have done anything.
Okay, so you have an option here, Elfgarn.
Okay.
That's going to reach their pain threshold. And so it's either knocked to the ground or the attacker is allowed to perform a free attack. Which would you like to do?
Now, if you're knocked to the ground, it just takes you like your movement to get back up, doesn't it?
Correct, but she'll still be able to attack, but someone would have to be around, within range. So in fact, this is I probably have these too big for you. Let me just, I'll just shrink these down a wee bit. There we go. So that's about where you guys should be. But,
I will go with the option of knocking prone. That might allow Revney to get in and do some damage.
Okay.
if she doesn't
Excellent.
kill herself with the old, blessed hammer, whatever it's called.
Okay, so you see Master Vernum, the arrow just square in the back, and it falls forward, dropping the handkerchief that he was using to dab this tormented man, as he body falls against him and then collapses to the ground at this creature's feet. So let's go ahead, and so that's a free attack. So let me go ahead and get their initiative, and then we'll throw everyone in order. So it's going to be 2 turns, Maligno, before you get down the stairs to see
Awesome.
what's going on. Okay.
So everything could be dead by the time I get there. Okay, cool.
Well, we'll see.
Revnia could be dead from self-inflicted pain.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's the way she'd want to go, though, right? She's a Templar, so it's
Self-flagellation.
yeah, exactly. Maybe she shouldn't have fucking put the ring on her.
What's done is done.
Only worst thing could be if I put it on myself.
Yeah.
And whoops.
Yeah, Oleg has like 3 things for inflicted corruption. I only have 1 right now.
I have 4.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is okay. So once again, I'm just, rather than do it, I'm just going to go with the. She's going to essentially use her turn to push. She's going to stand back up, right? So, but that's going to be her whole thing. She's going to do this turn, since there's no one around her to attack, and she doesn't have any movement. So we're going to move on to Revnia.
Is there supposed to be stuff on the turn order, because I can only see the 1 at the moment?
Oh, yeah, I've got everyone on the turn order. Let me close it and open it again.
Oh shit! I need to change the map view. Oops.
Can you see it?
No.
Still the same?
You just see the 13 and that's it.
Yeah, what have you done, Scott? What have you done?
No, I'm seeing everything. Let me resort it again. You see it now?
No.
Exact same.
Well, I mean, we don't need to worry about too much. There's 4 of us.
Let me press F5 and see if that fixes it.
Okay.
Nope.
Is it good or no?
Nope.
All right, hold on. Here we go. Refresh. And how about now? Nope. Well, there's only going to be 5 of us here, so we can handle it just fine. So I'll just count down. But so she used her action to stand up. She has a 13, so she's going to, or he. I keep saying she, but I'm ruining it. But so Vernum's going to pull himself back up and reach behind to try to get that arrow out. So we're going to go ahead and go to Revnia. Revnia, what would you like to do? And then we'll go to Elfgarn after that.
So my witch hammer would have gone off by now, because this is a different scene.
Okay.
I'll need to potentially kill myself again with casting it.
Very good.
Let's do that. I forgot that. Yeah, last time we did this, so it's a free action, so I don't need to roll to see if it succeeds.
Okay.
It does succeed no matter what, but it's just for
Okay.
corruption.
Great. Okay, fantastic.
So if I roll the corruption, and hopefully it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then I roll the damage.
Oh,
The same 12 again.
So that's going to knock you prone.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
And down again.
Right. Okay. All right. So Elfgarn, moving on to you. So
Awesome.
Alfgard just kind of shakes his head. Just, what's going on here? And hasn't really got time to worry about what's going on here.
Right.
And shoots an arrow at Master Vernon.
Okay.
Or attempts to.
Okay.
Any armor modifiers, defense, whatever you want to call it?
I've actually got something that would help you, J-Wall. I've got a potion.
This is at a -4. So
-4.
yeah.
Lovely, wonderful.
So essentially, this is going to be Well, it still hit. That would have been a +4 because their defense is. Yeah. Okay.
I realised that after I click.
Okay.
And D4 on top. That's 9 damage.
Okay. Let's see here. Where are we at? Wow. All right. Well, that was a bit. That was a bit anticlimactic as the Elfgarn. Tell me how you finish Master Vernon.
With shock on my face. Wasn't expecting that. Not even thinking about it. Just, Revenue's been attacked again by some unseen force. I better just, concentrate on this creature and just aim for the center mass and just let an arrow go. So nothing fancy, just arrow to the chest.
Excellent. And as Vernon falls forward, you can see the skin start to peel off of Vernon's body. As the skin peels away, what is revealed underneath is a more feminine form, exposed flesh like the others you've seen. And she kind of looks up, and through kind of clenched teeth as she's trying to grab both of these arrows in her body, this female form kind of looks at you with anger, and through clenched teeth says, "Nothing shall come between me and my love." And yeah. And I know you all can hear it. So, and as she does this feminine form of this skinless body collapses to the ground in front of you. The struggling man behind him is still trying to pull forward. And you hear him scream as he looks down at the ground and says, "I can't stand this any longer." And he goes limp in front of you. His body just collapses as he just kind of stiffens up and then goes limp with his arms and his body still tied to this wall. It's with this, you hear the familiar voice of Maligno above. What do you say to them as you run past them to go into these stairs? Or you didn't run past them, but you start running towards the stairs.
Find us, keep us.
So you hear that coming from the stairs above you, and it's Maligno. And Maligno, you see the spiral stairwell, and as you make your way down, you kind of almost come up, trip over Revnia. She's collapsed on the ground, and you see Oleg, and you see you see Elfgarn.
I'll give him my potion that heals 1 hit point.
Oh, okay. And you're just assaulted with his visual excesses. There's another flayed body with arrows in its back, and this kind of man who is strapped up against this wall with rope, lying limp across the room from you as you get down into this odd looking room. And in the far corner out of your eye on the pedestal, you can see the crown. So
we got company.
Okay.
We got the witch hunter. He followed the trail.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go stand. I'm gonna go stand in front of the pedestal and just
Okay.
I'm not touching the crown. I'm not touching the crown.
Touch it.
I'm not fucking touching it. No.
Hold
You're
on.
impulsive, aren't you?
I can hold my tangles prepared to hold you.
Yeah, but I've also said that I'm not touching it, J-Wall. So I am impulsive, but I'm not stupid.
What's the worst thing that could happen?
I turn into one of them, or that.
Okay. So Maligno, as you start to step over Revnia as Revnia is pushing herself back up. And Revnia, do you accept his potion?
I'll heal her up.
Yeah.
One hit point.
Okay.
I'll take it and swig down with herbal cure.
Right. Okay.
That's the only I can right now.
I've had it for months.
Maligno, you see in this kind of poorly lit room, you swear you see the limp body of the man who's tied to the wall across the way in front of the dead flayed body pulse and a jump.
Oh, we got a live one.
Okay. And as Maligno points that out, it jumps again, and then it starts to shake. And as
rattle and roll,
as his chest rips open, and as you find what's pushing his chest aside are a pair of clawed hands, as this with claws that look like knives of bone, as this thing starts to crawl out of the lifeless body of whoever this was, and lifting up, it's almost like it's peeling out of itself as this thing grows and transforms into a bloody heap of an abomination, and with this deformed cranium. Yes.
Is it still bound? Because the body was bound.
The body is what's left of it, but what's crawling out of it is not.
Well, okay. At least Maligno is here to help us with this.
Right.
I'll touch Revnia.
Oh.
Okay.
Now,
So
that's a question, Scott. Is this still the same scene?
Yes, it's still the same scene. Yeah.
Don't make me cast Witch Hammer again. Just don't make me do it.
Okay, that's 1d6, and I'll touch her again. Okay.
All right. So let me.
So 2d6s.
Okay. Well, the good news is.
This time.
Okay. The
Wow.
good news is.
My potion almost did as much as your 2 spells.
And this thing is not as quick as you all are. Well, most of you.
I get to use my I get to use my cunning instead of quick when I calculate my initiative. It's 15.
Huzzah!
Okay. So, all right. So he's obviously, this creature is going to see you and is going to rush and attack you.
Who?
So everyone, the whole group.
Well, yeah, but I'm not even near the pillar.
It'll focus on the bulk of the group.
Oh, okay.
So
well, I'm going to insult it if I get to go first.
So, but first
I'd like
up,
to point out now, Scott, that the bulk of the group is Revnia. Okay, Revnia's the only one in any bulk. Okay. Because Oleg's the goblin, I'm a little weedy guy with a bow.
Right. So
Maligno is 12 or 14 or whatever it is.
Right.
18, thank you.
18, sorry.
So Elfgard, you're going to be the first to react.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to actually take some movement for once. I'm going to move to here.
Oh shit.
Just to basically spread us out so it can't just rampage and wail on all of us at once. And then I'm going to attempt to shoot an arrow into this thing.
Okay.
What is its armor and all that good fun?
This is going to be a -2 on your roll.
So I'm adding 2, yeah? Ignore that, right? Missed anyway. I didn't actually add any modifiers.
Okay. So, yeah. So your arrow, in the heat of the moment or something, your arrow just clamors against the stone wall. This thing is just roaring in rage. Revnia. Now, since the scene hasn't changed, your witch hammer will still be active.
It better be. I don't want to die right now.
So we'll say though, since this is a different initiative though, you would have picked yourself back up. So you were up and you have the full capacity of your movement and your action.
I'm gonna move on up to it.
Okay.
And take a big wide swing with the flail.
How far can we move?
Your movement should be in your sheet, but you've got the capacity to move pretty much most anywhere within this small area. So,
any modifiers?
Just its defense, which is it's showing a +2 for its defense.
Yep. So that'll be a -2.
What does it tell me?
I'm gonna spend an XP.
Okay.
So much XP has gone this session to re-rolling.
Yeah.
So pretty much all of
Oh.
Oh boy. So you're about right here then? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that you slam against its thick hide, and you just can't seem to pierce through its black abominated flesh.
It actually would have been better to keep the first one because it's a flail. I still hit on odd numbers.
Oh,
so I would have been better to keep that, but it's fine.
Then let's do that. Let's go ahead and just move back a little bit, and so you automatically hit on odd numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I only do D6 damage. That's it.
That's fine.
It still might do nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you will hit, but you won't see as your flail comes back, and in the glowing light of the blue aura, you'll see it's left not even an impression in its flesh.
Fucking hell. Well, there's literally no point me attempting to do anything except piss it off.
Well, that could work.
Maybe it likes balloon animals.
I'll draw my healing hand.
Okay.
Am I going last?
Oh wait. Oh, I forgot to put you in, James. My bad.
I spent my XP.
Whatever.
Well, I could see Maligno on the tracker now, but no one else.
What's your quick, or do you get to use something different for your?
I
your
get to use my cunning,
which is what?
15.
Oh, okay.
I did say this. I mean,
I wasn't. I was dealing with you guys who are blind and couldn't see it. I'm only human. I'm not an abomination.
I'm the only one on there.
Maybe one
see?
day.
Do you see
All right,
that?
so-
I'm that important.
You're
So-
not special.
So Oleg, before we get to the abomination, your
I failed
malignos
twice.
You failed twice. Okay. Well, then we have James. James, what were you going to do? And if in any way it affects Revnia or anyone else, and we'll just allow it and throw it in the back end.
Do I have any bags on me?
Bags?
Yeah. Like, do I have any sacks on me? Like,
I would imagine, considering your background and what you are, and you would probably be carrying something like that with you at all times, because you are, what is it? You're a treasure hunter?
Yeah, so I'm
Or-
going to get
yeah.
this bag out. I'm not going to touch the skull, but I'm going to put the bag over over the skull on the pedestal without touching the fucking skull.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put it over the top of it and stick a
Okay.
post-it notes on it saying, "Find us, keep us." I'm not going to put a post-it note on it because post-it notes are not being stealing.
Okay. Let me just take a look at it. Make sure that that's fine. Okay. Great. Okay. Yeah. So you sweep in with the sack, and you know the skull is now bound within it. Yep.
I mean, like literally, like you put a hat on someone. I'm putting the bag on the pedestal and just leaving
Yes.
the bag on the.
Oh, got it. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So the bag is now covering the skull. Not a problem at all. Okay. Anything else?
I'm gonna turn back to the big thing and go, "Oi, dickhead, over here," and just wave my hands at it.
Okay.
That's cunning for distraction.
I would love it if this abomination turned around and said, "Yes, there is a dickhead over there."
Wow.
Make me a resolute roll, and this will be done at. Let's see here, at a -1.
Yes, I
Okay.
succeeded.
All right.
Hey,
So what I'm going to do is it's going to draw its attention towards you momentarily, which I'm going to allow it to affect its attack roll when it tries to do something to Revnia. So fair enough, because I mean it's focused on you now for the moment. So fantastic. So good. But on the bad end of things, first off, Oleg, your corruption, you're good, right? We reset from the
Yep.
last scene, so you're fine so far. So it is.
I have 5, 7.
Mhm.
Oh no, 5.
Okay, so it's now its turn, and it's going to focus its attention on Revnia. So Revnia, let's see here. It's going to swipe at you twice with its dagger-like claws. So let's see here. Its accurate is, so that's going to, your defense roll is going to be at it's a -3.
Yep, I basically can't dodge, but I'll roll it anyway
Okay.
because it needs to divination.
Okay.
I roll this twice, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I negate 7 damage on the first hit.
Okay.
I negate 3 damage on the second hit.
Okay. All right. Let me get this here. Okay. So first hit is you negate 7. So you're going to take 3 damage from the first hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one, you negate 3. That's going to be 7 damage
Yeah, I'm
from the
down.
next hit. Okay. All right. This is the first time we actually had someone go down in combat, I believe.
I think you'll find most of it self-inflicted.
I mean, I don't think I've really taken any damage prior because of how much I normally negate.
Right.
Holy shit! This thing's gonna fucking kill the rest of us because none of us are wearing really any armor whatsoever. Well, I'm just gonna fucking get out of there.
So with that, let's see here. So, and that was obviously greater. So you'll make your first death test the next turn.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Top of the round. So this will be. Well, let me resort this. This is so back to Maligno now. Oleg, you're going to hear the running and clamoring of footsteps as you can hear a group of men coming down the steps behind you. Okay. So Maligno, it's your turn. What do you do?
Where's our fucking backup? I thought they were coming. I thought they were right behind me.
They're coming down this. You ran past them. They'll be down here in a moment.
I guess I'm gonna sort of move round behind the thing and go. Can I throw anything at it? I could just throw the sack with the skull at it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna grab the sack. I'm just gonna throw the skull, like the sack with the skull in it, at the abomination. Just luz it.
Okay.
What's that gonna be? What's that gonna be? Skill wise.
That's going to be. Sorry.
You're throwing something, it'll be accurate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey! Any negatives?
Well, technically, yes, but what it's going to do is it's going to absorb the damage, so to speak. But it's still going to it's going to distract it still, and essentially his focus is now on you.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Do I need to roll to hit? Because. Okay.
What is it? What is it that you're?
I'm just trying to fucking get.
Oh, my bad. I was looking at Revnius. Yeah, give me a roll. Give me a roll. Sorry, I thought I was just looking at Revnius. I saw enemy.
All
hit.
I'm trying to do is get his attention away from Ravnia so it comes towards me.
Yeah, no negatives to this. All you're doing is trying to hit it with the sacks. Just give me an accurate roll.
Excellent. With my accurate of
It's quite a
5.
big target.
Hey.
It's still going to create the effect. You're not going to hit it, but it's still going to look down at the skull, and it's going to look up to see where it came from, and its attention is on you. So between the mocking and the throwing the skull, it's looking at just you.
Okay, I'm going to try and keep the pillar and the pillar between me and it.
Okay. All right. Revnia.
Okay, death saving throw. Let's go.
Now, but unless someone wants to go, since someone's sharing the 13, unless Elfgarn wants to do something to help Revnia, we'll have that option.
I'm not sure there's anything I can do
Unless
to help.
Elfgarn has
I have no healing.
Medicus.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Well, that would be.
That's
Danny.
Zarex's domain.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he would go on a 13 as well, I think.
Yeah.
But he's not here, so.
Right. Well, what would you like to do? We told him he would be here slack-jawed until the event. What do you guys feel about him doing that? But that would require him to come towards you. Right, Revnia? And that would put Zarex in danger. And
I'm happy enough to roll the double death saving throw.
Okay, well then go ahead.
Because odds are nothing's going to happen unless I roll double 20 and I'll just flat out die.
Right.
But if I get a 1, I'll get back up.
Jesus.
I got a 20, but I take the 9.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. And there's nothing else at this moment you can do. So, all right. So Elfgarn, yeah, you've just seen this monstrosity just in 2 blows, just knock Revnia to the ground. And it doesn't look like she's getting back up this time.
Yeah, Alfgarn's having a moment to himself where he's thinking 2 hits has put Revnia on the ground. 1 glancing blow would probably do for Alfgarn. So he's going to really channel and focus his aim on this creature and, pray to Prios that he actually hits.
Okay.
So what was the modifier again?
Let's see here. Its defense was so its defense is 2.
So that's adding 2 to the roll. Or taking it away.
Taking it away. So -2 to your roll.
-2. Okay.
Okay.
3 points of damage, possibly.
Okay, plus the bonus. Okay.
No, because
Oh.
it's still the same scene. So
Oh,
I
got
can't
it.
change. So while it was good for revenue, it was bad for me.
Okay. So yeah, the arrow is going to hit it, but it's not going to pierce its flesh as it falls limp before it.
Gosh, damn.
Oleg.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, before I do, Elfgarn, were you going to move at all?
I was going to say I will try and back up.
Okay.
'Cause obviously I've got a ranged weapon, so.
Was that for your hunter's instinct, Gus? About the end of scene?
It only stays on one target until the end
It
of the
lasts
scene.
until the prey is dead or the scene ends.
Yeah, but I think the actual clarification is you can't move targets during the scene with it. So
But wouldn't it have ended completely though?
It's what I think from reading, the errata and what people have said is that once you've designated a target, that's it. It's one and out for the scene. You can't just keep moving targets with it. Kill one thing, move to another, put it on that, kill that, move to another. Because that would be ridiculously powerful. Which, to be fair, it was in the first couple of weeks when we did it like that. I was just killing things for fun. Admittedly, right now, killing things for fun would be good. But, them's the rules.
Yeah. Well, I'd
argue that technically it's the same target because it's come out of the target.
No, it's the other one. This is from the wall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This was the one. This is a brand new target. Now, with that, this would be something where I would be willing to negotiate if you wanted to spend experience.
I was going to make that suggestion, but I didn't think you'd.
I'd allow it. I mean, it's to me. In this game, I think the expenditure of the experience is a good commodity to kind of offset some of the hinkiness of some of the rules and some of the odd. Should we do this? Should we do that? But yeah, I would allow it to do that. And if you wanted to spend it and then use it your next turn,
yes,
I'd say go right ahead. Yeah,
I'll suggest for next turn I will do that.
Yeah.
So how much experience?
What's the standard expense? It's just 1 for 1 for usual situations. Yeah, so just 1 experience point.
Happy to spend 1.
Okay. All right. So Oleg, what do you do?
I can't use experience to reduce my corruption.
If he spent experience, sorry.
No.
So if Elfgarn spent experience to change it, can he roll the additional damage now?
Since you made the hit?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead. Go ahead, Elfgarn.
I'd forgotten it actually hit. Thank you, James. So.
From your question, Philip, you can spend XP to ignore corruption.
Okay.
That's an extra point of damage, if any.
Unfortunately, it's still not going to pierce its thick hide. So, okay. So yeah, the expenditure of experience points to reduce corruption. It's same scenario, 1 for 1, I believe.
But
or is it 1 for a roll? I'm not on that page. So were you wanting to reduce it before you did something, Philip?
No. I'll run to Ravnia and spend 1 experience so I don't get corruption this turn.
Okay.
And do my healing. So 1d6. Touchy.
Okay. Who's rolling for it?
Jewel, you want it?
Oh, you need to roll to see if you succeed first, don't you?
No, if I touch you, I don't have to.
Oh, okay. I get 3, so that puts me back up.
Okay. All right. So, on a minute here. Go. All right. I'm just looking at something here. Dying and wakes up. Okay. Okay. That's usually nothing.
Well, I
Really,
could.
nothing medicus. That's fine. Okay, so what I'm checking, Jay Wall, I just want to make sure that even though you've taken this horrible wound, that upon healing, if there was any sort of negatives, or do you just magically kind of pop back up with whatever wounds remain? So I just want to make some games, even if you're brought back after you go down, you operate until you fully naturally heal. But nope, nothing like that. Okay, so Philip, so that was it, or was there something else that you wanted to
No,
do?
that's it. I moved and I did my actions.
Okay. So let's see here. What's its movement? And it's still going to focus on you, Maligno, but you're well behind the the pedestal there. And let me just see how far it can go. Let's see here.
2 million squares.
Yes. It's good. It's the same as that. All right. So it's in a rage. It's going to rush past both you and Oleg, and it will get to just between you and Maligno, you and the pedestal, and you can feel its hot breath extruding past it onto you, which will then bring us to your turn.
Okay. Have they come down the stairs?
They will come down at the end of your turn. Yes.
End of my turn.
So after you go is when they will enter the scene. So I've just put them there as from so I don't have to do it at the exact time.
Okay,
they're
well,
not down the steps yet.
I'm going to leg over to there then, if I can. I don't know how fast I can move. Where does it
That's
tell me
fine.
my pace?
That's good enough.
How far can I move?
Movement is the same as. Let me pull up your sheet. Where are you guys? Here we go. Let's see here. Oh,
Quick.
wow. Danny personalized his sheet.
Has he?
Yeah, he's got a front sheet on it.
Let's see. It is. No. Just for your knowledge, I believe, it should be the same as quick,
Okay.
which is well within the range. Okay, which is well within the range of that. So that
I wanted. Oh well, I didn't want. I wanted to start running around the corner.
Behind the spiral staircase. Yep, fair enough. Anything else once you're there? Because you'll start seeing the the boots of the men coming down.
No, I'm good. I'll put my head round and go over here, slow coach.
Okay. All right. So they are going to.
Oh, cool. They're just gonna get fucking ran into by the thing. Excellent. I like this.
Okay.
Human shield.
All part of Maligno's cunning plan.
Exactly.
Okay. So he reaches the end of the stairs, and you instantly, all of you see this, this clamoring of men, two more than what what had originally been there with you, Maligno, as they immediately go, draw their weapons as Balmello, points his sword at the abomination and just screams, "Attack! Kill it at all costs!" As they all four of them rush forward, towards this thing. As some stab, some swing, and some try their best. And while one of them looks in astonishment as his sword hits and not a nary a wound appears on this thing, but they remain resolute. So we'll move to the top of the round. So we'll move next to Revnia. So Revnia, you awake on the ground with Oleg standing above you. What do you do next?
I need to spend my movement getting up then.
Yeah, because you're still prone. So we're going to say yes.
I suppose I didn't see Maligno throw the skull, did I?
No. No, you were out when he, I believe, yes. No, yeah, you were taken down before he threw the skull.
Yeah, you were sleeping with the fishes when I threw the skull.
But all things considered, I'll let you roll if you want to make a very hard diligent roll.
Is it still in a bag?
Vigilant. It's still in a bag. Yeah, so the bag would essentially be with the remains of the body that it came out of.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more I can do, to be fair.
So
yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, at a -5. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But you are up. Elfgarn. So you witness this whole torrent of activity. Maybe a little bit of relief as Oleg has you see Revnia rise up. Maligno is taking refuge behind the stairs as these black cloaks clamber down and start to attack this monstrosity. Gus, you there? Oh, there you are.
Yep.
All right. Sorry. So it's your turn as you kind of reassess the situation that has now unfolded before you.
Yeah, I'm good to move positions alongside or close to Maligno here. And target this abomination with another shot, hopefully. Hitting. You say -2, is it still? Okay, we'll re-roll that.
Jesus Christ, you're missing by 1.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, I'm good at still.
I'm even better at that. Yes.
Ooh.
Critical, baby.
Excellent.
An additional D4.
And a D4 on top.
Does the D4 crit as well?
I think we had this before and we said no. Pretty sure.
No. Okay, so what's the total damage you did?
That's 12 damage. Please. Hopefully that has some effect. Otherwise, I'm going home now.
Yes.
Taking my cricket bat with me. That would not be cricket.
All right. So yes, it's you do see, almost as if blessed, by the spirits above. Your arrow pierces the flesh of this creature, and it's howling in pain, and as the black cloaks surrounding it tend to rally at witnessing you, pierce the hide of this abomination. All right. Any move? Oh, you already moved, right? You moved.
I moved into position.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Oleg.
Okay. Oh, God. I'll just risk it.
Yes.
I'll just risk it. I'll heal Revnia once more. She's close to me, so.
Okay.
Just the corruption. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well done. Well done, Jay.
What's it?
Well done.
Well, I can't heal you anymore without spending.
But the dice are not good today.
All right.
Philip, maybe you should just stop Jay from rolling and just roll the how much he heals by yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do.
So, all right. So here's what you witness. So upon the piercing of the arrow from Elfgarn, it howls in pain, and then that howl turns to like a raging roar as you see almost as if this creature grow an extra few inches. Its muscles get more taut and bulging. Its flesh, just this creaking sound of leather is almost, its flesh seems to be getting harder. And with 2 swipes, it kills 2 of the Black Cloaks, who are both flung back away from it in this berserk type rage that overcomes this creature.
I'm secretly praying that Black Cloaks are this universe's equivalent of red shirts. They actually aren't that tough, and this thing isn't ridiculously powerful.
Right. So, but upon the 2 that are swiped aside, Balmello steps in. And let's see here. Let me get him up here.
How do you do NPC versus NPC in this game? Or do the players just get a bonus?
You are, and it depends on the situation, but you can essentially just narrate it, or you can roll for it. Or you can roughly estimate it. So it's essentially up to the GM within Symbaroum. It's suggested to just utilize NPCs as flavor or some sort of assistance. Maybe depending on how they are applying just the average damage towards something that you would subtract from it. But it's still the players who are the ones who are supposed to be the center focus of it all. But yeah, that's kind of what it suggests. It's just to utilize them as a dramatic effect. But someone like Balmello, who is a major NPC, would be something that I would give more attention to, depending on what his abilities are. So technically speaking, you would treat them as mooks in an instance like that. Just the regular henchmen.
All right.
Kind of like a 1 HP situation in regards to this giant monster.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. Here we are. Okay. How is that? Yep, that's good. That's good. That is good. Okay, great. And okay, so yeah, the Balmello leaps in and he pulls back his sword, trying to rally the other 2, and you can kind of see a thin line of black sewage type blood come out from the wound that he inflicts on this monstrosity. So Maligno, your turn.
I doubt I'm going to do... there's literally no point me going in because I'm literally doing 1d6 plus 1 damage. So there's no way I'm going to do anything against it. So I'm going to run over it and pick up the bag wherever it went.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. So you've got the sack. Revnia, what would you like to do?
Is Oleg planning on healing me again, or something else?
Well, I'll try it once more.
That's a free action. Okay.
I'll hold my turn.
Yeah, that's a free action to ask him that. That's fine.
Where do I find out what Exler of Life does?
Elixir of life.
Yeah, that's the one.
Probably in the core.
I can't see it.
I made a whole list there, I believe. I think I added it to one of the handouts.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
It gives 1d6 points of toughness during 1d6 turns.
Yeah, it's under alchemy, elixir, and details. I threw under the abilities.
Whoever drinks it also takes 1d6. There suffers 1 temporary corruption for each turn it's in effect.
Oh, okay.
So you can get up to 6 corruption, depending on how long it lasts.
It's bad for revenue.
It's an every time. Go ahead.
Not if she doesn't know she's taking it, right?
Is it willing corruption? Because if it's unwilling, I don't think.
It says willing corruption.
Right. So if James did that to you, it wouldn't knock you out, or wouldn't provide the damage. So, yeah. So were you were just inquiring, James, or were you trying something?
No, I'm just trying to figure out what possible, how I could like give Revenue enough potion. Like I can't exactly give her 15 fucking potions of healing, right? Which to heal 1 point of that. I was just wondering if there's like a higher tier version of like the potion, the thingy that I can.
So right now, you have novice alchemy, so you can only make novice elixirs.
Right. So if you get up into the adept and master levels, you can create better elixirs.
Yeah, but is there like one that gives more than 1 hit point back?
Well, yeah, life elixir does. But I mean, and like with most things in this game, nothing is for free. There's not really a straight. The stronger the magic, the more potential for corruption. So that's why the elixir of life does what it does.
Because it's 1d6 for 1d6 turns. So you could give 6 health every turn for 6 turns.
I mean, other than the herbal cure. I mean, it's more designed to use with like Medicus. So if you had the herbal cure and you gave to like Xerix, he can heal extra on top of his Medicus skill, that kind of thing.
What do you want? Because we're now like over an hour over.
Almost done. We're almost done.
All right.
Almost done. Yeah. So, all right. So moving on. So let's go ahead. So, Oleg, did you heal Revnia?
Okay. I'll heal her and spend 1 experience. God damn it. And this time I'll throw it.
Okay.
Oh, you.
There's something.
All right. So Revnia. And Oleg, were you going to move?
No,
You still have your movement.
Oh, I'll just rush him from the behind to give anyone a chance.
Okay. What are you going to do? You're going to try to hit it from. You're going to move from behind.
Yeah, and try and give advantage to other people.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, Revnia.
Okay. I'm going to move up to it and give it a swing of the flower again.
Okay.
And it was -2, was it?
Yes, but I'll give you a bonus due to, you're coming from behind. So yeah, just do just -1.
Okay.
There is rules for like rolling, right?
Yes.
Flanking and
Flanking. Mm-hmm. Which falls into this. So, but even with the flanking roll, do you want to spend an experience point to re-roll?
No.
No. Okay.
I've already spent so much.
I spent 5. God damn it.
All right. So.
Oh, advantage provides +2 and +1d4 damage, but it would have failed anyway.
Okay. So here we are. So it's going to be its attack, and it's still in this incredible rage as it's going to take down. It's going to take down another one of the another one of the Black Cloaks. As this one gets flung across the room as it hits the wall and collapses to the ground in a bloody heap. These two, he's going to take a swipe at it with his sword, not cutting into it, but once again, Balmello is going to take another valiant swipe with his and causing more, this wound that he already cut, crossing against it, it's going to open up its flesh more, leaving more of the corrupted blood to flow forth, which brings us to Maligno.
Okay. As everyone else is on it, I'm going to run up and like attack it from behind.
Okay.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to move you, James. Just have it.
I'm going to use my knifey McKnifey
Okay, so
ability.
plus 2. So this would bring you to a negative. Yeah, bring you a straight roll, negating its defense.
She's... So I'm having to drag everything out. Okay. So the stiletto. I get +2 to this. Yes, you said.
Yeah, which is going to make it a straight roll. Yeah,
Okay.
because it's going to negate its defense.
I hit.
Okay. And do you get a bonus to the damage?
I should do, shouldn't I? Because it's if it's a flanking attack, it's an extra D4.
It's D4, yeah.
Wow, 4 damage. Wow, fuck me.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah,
Fuck me. I saved the day.
Your daggers,
A dagger.
direct hit in its back. Dagger. I thought you had 2.
No, I've only got one. I can't
Yeah,
afford
so
2.
it's you try and you just can't pierce its flesh with dagger, even though it was a straight hit on this thing. I think it's Elfgarn.
Yeah, shooty McShoot face.
Okay.
-2. Uh, 9 damage plus a D4. Boom, boom, boom. 11 damage.
Okay. All right. So another arrow pierces its side, Elfgarn, and this thing is starting to stagger. It's losing its will. It seems to be losing its strength, even engulfed in the rage that it had. Its muscles seem to untense a bit. So it's kind of dragging itself forward into this, continuing through the battle, which now brings us to Revnia, unless you want to let Oleg try to heal you again.
I'm just gonna, using all the strength I currently have, give another swing of a flail.
Right. Okay.
Is that it?
Well, it rolled a 1 on the D6, so it did 4 + 1, plus the D4 for flanking.
Okay.
7 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, ain't great.
All right. So, Oleg.
That's all we're doing. That's all we're just.
Oh, Oleg, it's now your turn.
Okay, what's the penalty?
The defense negative. Well, no penalty since you're flanking. So straight roll.
Great.
You want to spend experience? Everyone else has.
No.
Okay.
I refuse to spend any more experience.
All right. Okay, so here we go. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5. All right.
Take me down again.
It attacks itself. I like that roll.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's going to go for this one. Okay. This one, it just kind of picks up in its dagger claws and just rips its front part of its body and drops him dead to the ground. You hear the shouts of Balmello encouraging you. Said this thing is almost down. We just have to give it our best, lads. Let's do away with this abomination.
What do you think we've been? What do you think we've been fucking doing?
Unfortunately, he believes our best is better than what we're doing right now.
Right. So
I'm gonna.
I
So
have
yeah,
a
I'm gonna.
stick.
Right.
I'm gonna try and pierce its armor.
Mm-hmm.
0, isn't it? You said there's no modifier.
Yeah, just straight roll.
because
Yeah, because you're going to negate its defense.
I hit it. 5 damage plus
D4.
Yeah.
9 damage.
Maligno kills it. Go on.
Maligno, you're going to take this thing down.
I called
Oh,
it. I said you do it.
Yes. See,
Okay.
I was more useful than Revnia. You better retire, Revnia. But
well,
yeah,
well,
so
give-
I'll just so Nico's like doesn't expect to do anything at all. So he just starts stabbing at the same point and just like all this blood and like ichor or whatever just splatters all over him, and by the time he's done, he's just covered in blood. You know that? Oh no, that's not going to work because you live in America. But you know that advert with the not Daz, the Ariel, where they're like whisking all the gravy up them. That's what's basically happens. I'm just covered in blood.
Great.
Just stabbing at it, just wailing at it. Even when it falls dead, I'm still like stabbing at the same point.
So the abomination falls forward to the ground, and the adrenaline starts to subside a bit. And Balmello kind of wipes his sword clean on the dead heap, and he kind of glances around at a moment. Then he eyes you, Maligno, and he says, valiant job, young man. Now, hand me the skull for safekeeping, so we can continue on. Towards so we can make our way out of this foul den.
What skull?
And he pauses for a moment and says, well, there's the skull that should be down here.
Well, you see, there is this creature and skull merged or something like that. There was this creature appeared and skull started flying around him, and something happened.
Definitely flew around him.
And he pauses for a minute. Okay, enough joking. Just hand me the skull.
What skull?
We don't have it. It was here on pedestal. If it was it here.
Perhaps maybe the abomination destroyed it.
Or ate it.
Or ate it, yeah. You're welcome to cut it open and have a look.
He clenches his teeth for a moment, and he looks at you in just utter anger. But he pauses as you see him glance around at the remains of his henchman, and he releases his tight grip on his sword and says, very well. I suppose there is no skull. And I guess we will leave it at that, as he kind of steps forward and says, good day, young Maligno. And he turns in a flourish as his black cloak follows him and starts to head towards the stairs and make his way up.
You do realise, guys, Maligno is never, ever going to let us not hear the end of this.
What? There was no skull?
Oh, talk about the skull, talk about killing this creature.
What creature?
And then he disappears up the stairs.
We should have probably stopped him and murdered him. That's what we probably should have done, and then have to deal with him.
Look, just because Danny is not here tonight doesn't mean we have to have a group psycho,
So, so you're down here with yes.
I'll go to Revenant. I'll put the bag on the floor and go. I think the skull accidentally fell into this bag.
I'll just look at Maligno and be like, good job.
Okay.
Good job. As I'm like completely out of breath after all this self-inflicted damage and getting nearly killed.
Mr. Evnia, please don't do that again. It's starting to hurt me.
So we'll go through a couple quick conclusions and we'll wrap it up. So it's safe to assume that the scene kind of fades out, and we'll come back in with you meeting with the mayor as you describe the events that had occurred here. Not really able to piece together what all is going on, but what caused this whole thing, right? You might be able to piece it together, but you do know that this one creature that Elfgarn took down was, the Flayer, witness as, the skin left its body, and its flesh underneath exposed, that this might have been some sort of changeling, but utilizing some other corrupted magic. The dead body itself is just identifying from the contents of the flesh, that is Gorak. The leader of turns out to be, he was the leader of the treasure hunters who found the skull, and is identified as such. So obviously in the end, putting a bit together, the skull eventually took its toll on Gorak. Why this particular changeling had him strapped down there, didn't really come to that conclusion, but something was going on. But more importantly, you've recovered the skull. Now I'm going to ask, though, before we conclude, at this just temporary moment in time, what were you planning on doing? Were you keeping the that you found the skull secret, or were you going to notify the mayor of this?
I don't know.
Okay. So we'll just hold off on that for now. So you will be rewarded from the mayor. We'll go ahead and pull out some monetary value whenever we do the next session. But of which time he's going to congratulate you and thank you, for bringing back a bit of normalcy to Thistle Hold, at which, in the near future, his gratitude will show. But so as the dust settles, we're going to go to two of our player characters here in a closing scene. Revnia. It's the evening after everything concludes, and you are obviously recovering from your wounds. You're taking a night's rest, but you find it to be very fitful, hard to rest, as an amount of dreams just start to descend upon you. And from what you remember, your dream goes as the clearing is silent, the surrounding trees are swaying softly in a barely noticeable breeze. In the distance, a lone shape sits on a moss-covered ground, meditating. On its right hand is a simple ring of iron, similar to the one that you put onto your own hand. Rust marks and a deep incision from some earlier cut give the ring a crude, almost cruel appearance, not mirrored by the dream as a whole. The cloaked figure looks up, and its elven eyes meet yours in a gentle but firm gaze. He speaks to you, though not with words spilling from his mouth. He calls for you, begs you to hurry, and remarkably enough, you instantly know where to find the clearing where this elf is waiting when you awaken the next morning. And the only other thing that we'll conclude on is that same evening, Maligno.
I haven't touched the skull.
I know you haven't
touched the skull.
No, don't worry about it. No, you haven't. But keeping the skull safe, and I would assume it's still in the sack. Give me go ahead and give me a cunning test. Just give me a cunning test. It's fine. No, it's fine.
You should be good.
Just a straight up roll. Oh my
just a straight
God.
cunning.
I'm spending a fucking experience. Fuck this.
It's fine. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. That evening, you're woken up to a voice, an ancient tongue that you don't recognize, but you kind of look up, and all the rest of your companions either not around you or asleep, but you hear it coming from somewhere, and it takes you a moment, but you swear it's coming from the sack that's holding the skull.
Shut up, Boney.
And this ancient language turns and twists to a familiar dialect that you can understand. But the only thing that you hear that makes any sense are the words of, "Give me the blood, give me the victim, prove yourself worthy to serve. And then the voice kind of drifts off into the into the cool shadows of the night. So, and that's where we'll stop, and that's where we'll end the the mark of the beast, as our as our fine adventurers survived and made it through to the end of this longish adventure. Yes, experience. Everybody gets one.
Wow.
No.
Fuck me.
No. Okay. So what I'm going to do is everyone, you've made it through the mark of the beast. I'm going to give everyone 6 experience points. I'm going to give an extra one to Maligno, not for providing the killing blow, but essentially for being creative. I want to say this last scene, for what you did, it really, provided a bit of just extra drama to these whole.
You're dead.
Okay, provided it just an extra drama to the scene. Using that skull to remove it and picking it up, things would have gone south if you had left that skull on the pedestal. I'll guarantee you that. So that was some good thinking there.
That's why I took it straight away.
I'm going to give an extra one to Revnia, just because you spent so much and got so little. So I feel you deserve a little bit of comfort.
I nearly killed myself twice.
I know, and that no one here appreciates it. So
that's what you get for greed. That's what it is.
Elfgarn, I'm going to give you another +1 for leading the way to killing this beast, by finally piercing its hide. And then finally, for Oleg, enjoy another +1. For bringing poor Revnia back, and
multiple times.
allow.
Can I have 4 more experience, please?
Oh, you're so close, but yeah. So yeah, fantastic. So as far as monetary reward, I'll go ahead. It doesn't really provide any, but I'm going to pull something up and give you guys, a nice reward. Plus, there might be something else more physical provided by the mayor involved in this. Philip. One more thing.
What's the skull called?
King Skull. I mean, for right now, it's just you won't know any of the abilities of it unless you.
I'm not touching it. Fuck off.
Yeah. But you do kind of need to decide what you want to do with the skull, which could be anything from keeping it to trying to destroy it, to giving it up to the Twilight Friars, the Black Cloaks. That those are the ones that would probably want something like this to destroy. That might be a bit of a point of contention with Revnia, because that might fall into what should be done. But anything else besides that, I mean, it's entirely up to you. Finally, you do have the blood shrouding ritual, Oleg, which is in that one of the 2 books. Along with that unbinding ritual that you have. But the other one, the blood shrouding ritual, is the ritual that was being used by this changeling that allows you to flay a dead person and dress in its skin 1 sliver at a time. After that, the mystic looks exactly like the dead person, but his own voice and his own eyes, which limits its use. To trick an individual who is acquainted to the dress and walks to the mystic, a test against discreet vigilant must be made. The effect lasts for 24 hours, and then the skin flails off. So that's the skinning ritual that was being done for this changeling to disguise itself in other people's skin.
It's called blood
shrouding. It's part of the adventure. I'll put the information in Roll20 for you.
Okay, I just wrote down the name.
Okay. And of course, then there's the Iron Ring that if we'll just leave that to Jay. Well, it's current effects, or some of it. But there you are. So yeah. So that's going to be the conclusion of the best conclusion that we're going to come to with Iron Maiden's 666, the Mark of the Beast, and next week we're going to do Aces High, and we'll go from there. Yeah.
All
So
right,
any
cool.
any questions on the conclusion, or is everybody pretty much good to go?
I'm good to go.
Excellent, excellent. And thank you for lingering past longer. I knew we ran over kind of what everyone was expecting, but we were just wanted to get this into a nice, neat bow so we can see about moving on from this point.
We did start a little late, so
That's
yeah.
fine. So,
About half
so
hour late, yeah. So
okay, so yeah, so go ahead, James, take it away.
okay, I'd like to thank all the players for playing and the people that have come by and watched for a while. Thank you very much for participating in this stream game of Symbaroum. We're going to go around the table just to bookmark it or bookend it. So we'll start with J-Wall. J-Wall, why don't you give yourself a shout out?
Yeah. You can find me here on this channel for Symbaroum every time we play it. Finally, at last, we'll have next Sunday Numenera, first session of that, which is definitely going to be interesting. I'm occasionally here other times as player or GM, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, everywhere really as JWall7Z, and of course in the Discord.
You, Philip.
Yeah, I'm Philip, and you can find me tomorrow here, probably.
Hopefully, if he's not dead to the world.
Yeah.
It's a bit late where he is. Gus?
Yeah, I'm Gus. Find me on Twitter, Second Breakfast, on the Discords, and maybe Numenera next weekend. If not, you'll see me next time we saddle up to explore the wilds of Davokar.
Scott?
Yep. I'm Scott. Once again, I can be found at Hail Orchesturgus on Twitter, where currently I'm showing a picture of country biscuits and gravy. So be sure and go check that out and comment as you could. But other than that, you'll see me around Twitter or playing games here or at virtual cons and whatnot. And know that this conclusion of Symbaroum, there was some creative license taken to kind of get it to the end. So if anyone, please don't say utilize this as canon for how the Mark of the Beast works. Every game is going to differ whenever you do it, but I hope you enjoyed it. And it allows you to look further into Symbaroum, whether it be through it or through its new 5e setting book coming out soon. And I think that's about it for me. Other than in that background, that's my son and his friend making a lot of noise. So I hope it wasn't too distracting.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll silence him later.
So will I.
As for me, don't forget tomorrow we're starting Deadlands, the Weird West, which will be a session 0 for tomorrow. So that will start at 7 p.m. GMT +1. So if you like Deadlands, come and check that out as they make characters. Otherwise, the only way you'll be able to see it is via Patreon for a few months. Other than that, check out my social media. Join the Discord if you haven't done so already. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook if you use Facebook, and then YouTube is where all the VODs will go, and you'll find them there. PayPal and Patreon generally have about a week of early access to the videos, except for character creation, which is they'll have a few months of it free, or access to it before it becomes public. So if you want to support the channel, do consider supporting it along those lines, whether it's through Patreon or subscribing on Twitch or whatever methods you wish to do. Other than that, yet again, I'd like to thank the players, and we will see you tomorrow night for Deadlands. Good night, everyone. Bye.